Today is June 22nd, 2013, and I'm very proud to show you my carrot plot that we planted a couple months ago. We have survived the predators. We have automatic watering system. On the north side, the second row over, it's a little bit sparse, but there are definitely carrots there. On the east side, it's very thick. And Alan planted that one day when I wasn't even around. I was busy doing something else, probably filming. We're not ready to harvest yet, but we are proud to say that we have successfully farmed carrots at Shadrack Farms. And now I'm going to go show you some pasture sites where we've planted some grass seed under unusual circumstances, and I'll show you the progress there. I am approaching HVC2 East, the north side. I'm going to very quietly approach because you can see that there's a deer carefully, quietly sitting there against a portable panel. Now on the south side you see a lot of green grass, and that's really a farming accomplishment here too, because that was terribly covered with yew tree debris, and we were able to bring compost seed with red fescue and Bermuda and get a nice little pasture there that we mostly use for our cows. But here in this corral, I'm going to carefully walk and quietly walk. I'll bet the deer will get up. But okay, I want to show you, I'll zoom in if I can. If the deer doesn't get up, I want to stop over here and just zoom in. We have planted red fescue here. Oh no, here she goes. Okay, that's okay, she'll come back. There is a creek over there in the yew trees, which makes it very challenging to grow pasture back here. A lot of critters hang out there. Well, here it is. Here's the north side of HVC2 East. We don't allow the horses in here right now, or the cows, but we are getting grass. Now, are we getting grass only where we put compost? That was an experiment we were doing. I say no. We're getting grass. We're getting grass nicely spread out under this oak tree. I would say on this end, I think it's obvious that there's not enough water. So we may have to set up some crate sprinklers here just to get the grass started. And we do have some right here in this corridor, so it'll be put on the list to do. We have some crate sprinklers on timers. There they are, in the corridor, hooked to a well water spigot with timers. So I'm going to suggest that we set them up on this side, the south side of HVC2 East, north, and plant some more seed, cover it with compost, a light sprinkling of compost, and continue to observe the growth of our pasture under our oak tree, near our yew trees, in a corral that in the past has not had any grass. We just keep trying to create pasture grass in every square inch of Shadrack Farms. And as you can see, that little deer, let me get closer, decided to go over and eat the grass that we created several years ago that seems to be doing quite well with the existing irrigation. And it does get sun this time of day. This is midday, around noon. So we're successfully planting our pastures here at Shadrack Farms in unusual places, with documentation, with a little bit of an experimentation, and with pride. Well, here we are on the south side of my property. The zebus tend to graze, browse and graze here, beyond the fence. And in this area here, it was just dirt. And I said, you know, we've got some portable panels, let's put them up. Let's see if we can get some grazing going here But you see, there's a lot of shade. It's around 12, 15. But if you look up, a lot of oak tree shade. And here come my zebus because my irrigation just turned on. And we have irrigation here too now. And I'm watching, and this is mostly red fescue, I'm watching it sprout up. I have to give it a long time to get to be a pasture where even a mini cow, that's my bull, could graze here. But that's okay, I'm not in a rush as long as I'm in the path of my goals. Over here on the east side, there's no grass coming up. Now, why is that? Maybe not enough water? We're going to have to investigate. But here comes the bull, and there we go. I crawled through the fence, which I'm not supposed to do on account of my legs, but oh well. There was a choice I had to make. He's a little bit hormonal in the last few days because Susie seems to be an estrus. Okay, here from this vantage point, there's all the grass that's starting to grow. But behind me, under the same oak tree with a little bit of sun, no grass sprouting. And I'm pretty sure we seeded here just as well as we did here. So, being the farmers that we are, it's an never-ending quest for harvest. So we are going to turn on the sprinklers here and see why that particular riser right here at the corner is not seemingly watering this area of our south corral pasture. We call it corridor pasture. Why it doesn't seem to be watering it enough to help the grass grow. So we'll give you some follow through in the future. This is the end of June 2013. We will see how long it takes to get a browsing grazing corridor pasture here on the south side. Now here is some grass that we planted last year. Brought some compost here with our Kubota. Trouble is there's so many weeds that there's not as much grass as I'd like. So we have to get back here and get rid of the weeds, probably uproot them. Maybe just weed whack them or mow them and plant again and make sure there's plenty of water because it doesn't get much sun. Out there, beyond the oak trees, you can see there's a good amount of sun, and the sprinklers are on now so you can see a good amount of water, and the sprinklers stay on according to timers, and usually anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. And these are all PVC or metal lines installed. We don't have to move irrigation around to get our 7 acres here at Shadrack Farms irrigated and growing beautiful green grass. Well, for now, I have moved that crate sprinkler to the eastern half of this corridor, trying not to water the trunk roots of that oak tree very much, no more than, let's say, a little rain would do. Okay, so again, here's where I'm getting grass growth, so it must be getting plenty of water. There is where I wasn't. We will observe if with a little bit of extra water, in spite of all the shade, we can get some grass growing there too for browsing and grazing at Shadrack Farms. Well, today is the 24th of June, and Laura's out here thinning the carrots. And Laura, can you tell us what you mean by that and what pattern you've been using all this time?
Yeah, so ideally I think you want this variety of carrots to be spaced about 2 to 3 inches apart so they can have enough room to develop properly. So we have a lot of overcrowding happening, so I'm trying to pull ones out that are too close together leaving them so they're about 2 to 3 inches apart.
Uh-huh.
Now, it's getting so late that some of them are getting pretty big, so I think these are worth harvesting.
Yes.
They're this size. So these can be harvested. These smaller ones, I'm experimenting with transplanting them into areas where it's kind of bare and we don't have enough carrot plants. And I've been doing that for a while, and it's actually amazing. I'm having survival on the transplants. These are guys that were transplanted maybe 2 to 4 weeks ago. These were just transplanted in the last couple of days. And you can see they just kind of flop over and wilt at first. But these guys have actually recovered, so I'm pretty amazed.
Are you just using your finger to make a hole, or what?
I have my Japanese soil knife, so I just make a hole and stick the carrot in. And so it takes them a while to recover, and you can see there's some reddish, yellowish discoloration on the leaves, but they're actually alive, so I'm hoping eventually they'll just keep growing and we'll be able to harvest those.
And if we had been a little more careful planting the seed, we wouldn't have had to do all this transplanting, or is that the name of the game?
I think thinning's pretty typical because the carrot seed is so tiny, it's hard to space it far enough apart.
Okay.
So I think there's just a lot of thinning.
Okay, it looks like the north side is getting a little thicker. Did you transplant over there? Because for a while it was pretty thin.
Yeah, I have not transplanted over there yet. I've been meaning to, but I just haven't gotten to it. So I think we had a lot of little tiny seedlings that are just starting to get bigger now, so it's getting better.
Okay, and that edge there, the east end, where and Alan came one day and did the whole thing himself. Do you understand why it's that much fuller?
No. He did a different planting pattern there. He did like clusters, like spaced a few inches apart, so he put a bunch of seeds in a cluster. I don't know if that has something to do with it, but I mean, they're taller. I don't know.
Do we think they were a different type?
Most of them, I think, are the same. I think most of them are the scarlet nantus, and then in one corner, there's some bolero nantus.
Okay.
I finally figured out where the bolero is.
Okay.
So maybe we'll be able to tell the difference. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, I haven't heard from Alan, and I'm just hoping he's keeping track of this progress video. It's the first chance I've had in the last couple of days to do a progress video, and then maybe we'll hear from him. And he should be very proud of his guidance and efforts for our carrot plot. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. That one carrot that you think is big enough, could I take them? Yeah.
There will be many more if you want more.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I mostly planted these so that I can give them, including the carrot tops, to my horses and cows. Uh-oh, there goes my dog. I gotta go. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.